Google AI Studio can speak in a Nigerian accent, a Ghanaian accent, an Indian accent, a South African accent, a Filipino accent, a Jamaican accent, a British accent from London, and so many more. The only problem is, almost nobody knows how to unlock it. Most tutorials show you the basics, but skip the one technique that actually makes it work. That is exactly what I'm covering in this video. Open your browser, search for Google AI Studio, and tap on it to open the playground. This is the main interface, and from here, you can access a range of tools: image generation, video generation, and more. For today, we are selecting speech and music. Inside speech and music, you will notice two options. Lyria 3 Pro is for music generation and is available to paid users only. For text-to-speech, tap on Gemini 3.1. Flash TTS preview. This brings up the quick start templates, pre-built starting points designed for specific use cases like storytelling, tutorials, voiceovers, and general content. I made a dedicated video covering the full walkthrough of these templates, all the settings, and how to use it on mobile. That link is in the pinned comment, so check that out when you're done here. For this tutorial, I recommend the Everyday Assistant. It is the most versatile option. It works well for storytelling, tutorials, voiceovers, and general content. Tap on it to open it. When the Everyday Assistant opens, you will notice it's in Composer mode by default. Composer mode is the multi-speaker setup. You can see the Add Speech Block option, which allows you to add multiple speakers and assign each one their own dialogue. For today's technique, we need Single Speaker mode, also called Narrative mode. Switching is simple. Tap the word text at the top right of the interface next to Composer. That is all it takes. Now, before I walk you through the technique, I want to show you what Google AI Studio sounds like without it, because hearing the difference is what makes this click. The model is currently set to Gemini 3.1 Flash TTS preview. This model is genuinely impressive. The voice quality is very realistic. However, since it is still in preview, it can be inconsistent at times. For the purpose of this demo, we're going to use the more stable model. Tap on the model selector, scroll down, and select Gemini 2.5 Pro Preview. I will paste in a sample script, leave every voice setting exactly as it is, and hit run. Once it finishes processing, the audio will play automatically.
Come, let me tell you about a boy called David who thought he knew everything. Every morning, his mother would call him and say, "David, come and eat before you go." But David would say, "I cannot, I am already late. I will come back later."
You hear that? A clean, standard American accent. That is the default, and it happens because most text-to-speech tools are built on American English data. The model does not automatically know where you are or what accent you need, so it simply defaults to what it knows best. That is exactly the problem this technique solves. For this demo, I am going to use a Ghanaian accent. Ghanaian English has a very distinct sound. It carries a natural rhythm that is very easy to recognize once you hear it. Tap on Speaker Settings to open the options. There are 3 specific fields we're going to work with, and the key to this entire technique is that all 3 must point to the same accent. Consistency across these 3 settings is what signals the model clearly enough to deliver the accent you want. The audio profile is where you define the voice character. Think of it as writing a brief for a voice actor. You are describing exactly who they are and how they naturally speak. My profile describes a character named Akosua, a Ghanaian English female that is warm, rhythmic, and naturally expressive with the distinctive delivery of West African oral English tradition. The accent is explicitly described as Ghanaian English in the oral tradition style, and the pace is steady and warm, easing down naturally on emotional moments. Every detail in this profile anchors the model to Ghana. That is the first signal. In the director's note, I'm setting the style to empathetic and the pace to natural. For the accent drop-down, I'm leaving it at neutral. And yes, you will notice there is no Ghanaian accent listed there. No Nigerian, no Indian. That drop-down only covers the most common English varieties. But here is the important thing to understand. The accent drop-down is not where the real control happens. What actually drives the model is the combination of all three settings working together. So do not worry about what is or is not in that drop-down. For the voice, I will go with Aode, but feel free to select any voice you like. It will not affect the accent technique. Once you are happy with your settings, tap X to close the speaker settings. The scene field is where you describe the environment or setting of the recording. Think of it like telling the model where the speaker is standing. Are they in a busy Lagos market, a quiet village in Ghana, or a studio in Mumbai? That location context helps the model understand how the voice should naturally sound. My scene places the recording in Accra, Ghana, which is the capital city of Ghana. That's the second signal. The sample context field, which was called style instructions in the older version of Google AI Studio, is where you tell the model specifically how the speaker should deliver the content. My sample context references Ghanaian oral English storytelling tradition. That's the third and final signal. Now, let's look at what we've done. The audio profile describes a Ghanaian voice. The scene is set in Accra, Ghana. The sample context references Ghanaian oral tradition. Every single field is pointing to the same place, and that's exactly what makes it work. The model has a clear picture and knows exactly what accent to produce. And the beauty of this technique is that it works for any accent you can think of: Nigerian, Indian, South African, Mexican, Filipino, Japanese, Chinese, and so many more. All you need to do is replace every Ghanaian reference in all three settings with your target country and its cultural context, and the model will do the rest. Now, I am going to paste in the script. I am using the same passage from the first example, but this version includes voice tags. Voice tags are short inline instructions placed directly inside the script text that tell the model how to deliver specific moments. For example, slow signals the model to ease the pace at that point. Warm softens the tone. Dramatic adds weight and a natural pause. Whisper drops the delivery right down. They give you precise control over the performance, not just the accent, but the emotion, rhythm, and emphasis within the audio. Once everything is set, hit run.
Come, let me tell you about a boy called David and his poor mother who lived behind the old door at the end of the road. Every morning, his mother would say, "Go and bring water, close the door, bring the cloth inside, and call your brother before the food gets cold." But David would open his mouth and say, I know, and go through the other door without doing a single thing she asked.
Did you hear that? The pronunciation is accurate and the rhythm is distinctly Ghanaian. That is the technique working perfectly. If you are Ghanaian and that resonated with you, drop a comment below. To save your audio, tap the download icon beneath the player. Now, let me apply the same technique to a Nigerian accent, Lagos English specifically. I have updated the audio profile with a character name from the eastern part of Nigeria, and the voice is now described in terms of Lagos Nigerian English. The scene is set in Lagos, and the sample context reflects that same cultural context. Same 3 settings, same technique. Different country. I will hit run.
Come, let me tell you about a boy called David and his poor mother who lived behind the old door at the end of the road.
Did you hear that? Every word clearly delivered in Lagos Nigerian English. Now, Ghanaian and Nigerian English are very similar. They both carry that West African warmth and rhythm. But the difference is in the pronunciation. You will notice the audio starts with the word come. That same word the Ghanaian accent pronounced as cam. That small difference right there is what separates the 2 accents, and it shows you exactly how accurately this technique works. So to wrap up, the reason most people get stuck with the default American accent is that they rely on the accent drop-down alone, and that is simply not enough. The technique is to set all 3 settings together, the audio profile, the scene, and the sample context, all pointing to the same country and cultural context. Once you do that, the model knows exactly what to deliver. Nigerian, Indian, South African, Filipino, Japanese, Chinese, any accent, same process every time. If this video helped you, please give it a like and subscribe for more practical tutorials like this. And one more thing, if you are not sure how to write your audio profile, scene, or sample context, simply ask any AI assistant to help you. Just tell it the accent and country you want, and it will generate everything you need in seconds. Drop a comment below and let me know if this technique worked for you. I read every single one. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.